In this tutorial, we're going to have a look at using the color sensor. The color sensor is located underneath the robot, and you can view your robot once you've connected to it. I'm going to use a simulator, so if I actually open up the simulator, the bot ID is 9000, so you type in 9000 up here. I'll just unlink 9000, click go, and that will join you to your virtual robot. At the moment, you can see the robot's actually sitting on a green mat. So if we're going to look at the light sensor, we can go up to our robot and we can look at robot sensor view. This will currently give us all the sensor data from the robot that is 9000, which is the simulator one. You can see at the moment it's actually sitting on the color green. There are 3 sensors underneath the robot. So underneath here, if you look underneath your physical robot, you will see 3 sets of lights, and in there a sensor, the left, the middle and the right. We're going to be mainly reading from the middle one, but we'll see all the different colors as we go. We can see the hue, the red, the green, the blue. So you can actually do colors by hue. We can actually do colors by the amount of red, green or blue, or RGB. And we can also look at the brightness of the reflective light. So let's go have a look at the colors in action. So here is my robot sitting on green. I'm just going to move my coding environment just across a little further so you can see the 3 lights in the different color sensors. If we go up into menu, you can actually click on keyboard controls. This will allow you to use the arrow keys now to actually drive the robot around. Now if I turn the robot square to the white line and drive towards the right white line slowly, I should be able to turn all the light sensors to white because it's seeing white. If I go too far, it's green. If I come back, it goes white, green. There's also a red line. We could head towards the red line. And we can see it turn from green to red. So let's use some code to control our robot now. So first of all, I'm going to reset my robot. And what we're going to do, we're just going to get it to drive forward. So I'm using the keyboard controls at the moment until the light sensors turns white. So you can see we're white now, and then I want the robot to stop. So let's go have a look at that. So here we are back in the programming environment. Now we need the robot to move forward, so we're going to put in a loop. This loop is like the while loop. So we're going to go while, and then we're going to go true. So this creates an infinite loop with a colon on the end and press enter. What do we want to do? Well, let's start by making the robot move forward. So we want to turn on the motors. So we're going to go motors.right and we're going to give it a speed. I'm going to give it a speed of 5 and close that bracket. So let's go test our program now. You can see that the blocky has been written for us as well. When we go there, because we're connected, we have our 9000, we're linked. We can hit play here. And you see the robot move forward. But the problem we've got is the code keeps the robot driving forward, but doesn't actually terminate or anything like that. So the robot will keep going forever. So we need to physically press stop. So let's code something in there. Let's look for the white line. So to do that, we can use the color sensor. So I'm going to use an if statement, which basically says if the color. Now in this program we actually use COLOUR, the Australian spelling, and not the American spelling. If you're doing web pages and a few other programming languages that were developed in the USA, you actually use COLOR. So that's just a little thing to remember when you're in here. Now we're not doing read sensor. We want to look at if the sensor sees something. So if you see something, well, what do we want to see? Well, we can actually see the actual colors. And there's a pull down list of all the different colors we can actually see. At the moment, we're going to be looking for white. So I'm going to go back up to the top, and it's the first one, and I can click on that or press enter. Now, what do we want to do? Well, if you do see it, so I put a 1 in there for true, we then put a colon, and then we can do something. Well, if you do see the color white, what I want to do is stop. Now to do that, I can actually make the motors turn off. So I can actually go motor right, and to turn it off, I just say 0. But if it doesn't see that, which will be the else part of the program, so I'm going to put the word else, If you don't see that, then I need to move that back in line with the if statement above. And then I need 2 spaces to move that in as well to align it correctly. So if you don't see it, I want it to keep going. So this will make our line go forward until we see the white line. And if we do see the white line, we then turn the motor off. So if you see white, turn the motor off. Let's go run the program. Reset, run. So it's traveling along. Starts running over the white line, sees the white line and stops. But you can see the program still running. So let's hit stop. Let's bring up the sensor view as well. And then watch the sensor view work as well. So you can actually see that it's here, the code's still running, you see it flicking through here, and then you'll see it go white, white, and then it stops. So it's actually dominantly white, and therefore it then stops. But you can still see the program running here. So let's head back and have a look at that. So at the moment we've turned the motor off, but we're still in that loop forever. So it will sit there and our program's going to keep running. Do you see white? Yep, if you do see white, stop the motors. So now we need to stop the program. And rather than stop, we can stop the motors, but to get out of the loop, we can actually go break. And what break will do is take us out of this loop and end the program. So I'm going to put a print statement down the bottom here with print. So I'm just going to put program ended. So if it does see the white line, turns the motors off, breaks out of the while loop, which brings us back down to the print statement, and then it should print this out down the bottom. So let's go have a look at the program work again. Once again, I'll turn on the sensors so we can see that running as well. And we're away. So you can see the program running behind here. We can see the color of the sensors. It's now moving towards it. And it stops. So the robot stopped. You can see now in the end, or the code here is also stopped, and it was highlight. You can see the highlight here, and down the bottom we've got program ended. Okay, so that's how we can actually use the color sensors to see colors and control the motors. So see what else you can do with it. Can you escape this maze? Have a go at solving that. If you found the tutorial useful, give it a like, subscribe, write something in there for the algorithm, and have a look around my YouTube channel for other useful tutorials on micromelons.